Hello everyone. So today we're gonna try something totally different. A while back I poured this tray, had grand designs of laying some vinyl in it, which I did. However, apparently I'd been drinking that day because I thought I had the vinyl straight, but it wasn't. It was all kinds of cattywampus, so I peeled it out of there and used some Goo Gone and then sanded it and decided instead to turn it into a beach scene. So beach scenes are really, really new to me. I have only done like 2 other things in a beach scene. So I'm kind of excited and nervous. One of the first things I ever did is I poured this little beach coaster. So I think for my very first attempt, not too bad. I'm kind of happy with it. I can run with that. So we're going to try to turn this guy into a beach thing. So like I said, you can see I sanded the inside. I've got this edge popped up on just a paint stir stick because I just want to keep it tilted just a little bit because we're going to lay the sand. This thing is going to be laid in multiple layers, and the first, like I said, is going to be, we're starting with making the sand. I've mixed up about 3 ounces of resin, which I don't know, may or may not be enough, but we're going to give it a shot. For the sand, I've got 2 different colors. I got a white and a tan. I got these at Hobby Lobby. They're just decorative filler sands. And then I'm also going to be using a little bit of the Let's Resin Brown. I've tried to do a ton of homework on this. I've watched so many videos and different people and techniques. So we're going to see what happens. So I'm going to start by mixing up some of the white sand in the resin. I'm using the white, and then I'll go tan and then a little bit browner because, as my research showed, and it's been a really long time since I was at the ocean or a beach, but when sand gets wet, it gets darker. So that's the theory behind what we're going to do and why we're going to do it. So I'm just adding that sand directly here in the resin and stirring it up. I know you don't, and I know this because like I said, I did those little coasters. You don't want it too wet, if you will. You kind of want it like a thick paste. See how it's like pretty thick like that? That's kind of what we're looking for, is a thicker goop. All right, so we have the white. So we're going to make up some of the tan. So let's work on some of the tan. Again, I'm just adding that straight into the resin, trying to make sand. You can hear how like crunchy and gritty it is. I'd say gritty to be good. I'll add a little more just because it looks still really wet. It's not quite as thick as the other. So I'm going to hold off mixing up that last with more sand because to get the darker, I'm just going to use tan anyways with a drop of that alcohol ink. But I want to wait and see how far this takes us to see if maybe this will be enough or if I need to add more. So we're going to give it a shot. All right, let's stir this up again. All right. So I want the sand this way, and then we'll work on ocean that way. So we'll start by putting our sand in and kind of shaping our beach, if you will. Hopefully this will work. Like I said, it worked in the coasters. See if I can do that in a tray. Figured it's the same thing, just on a little bit bigger of a scale. So I'm just using a stick and pushing that down. And I'm going to spread it out because I don't want it too thick because after we build these layers up, I want to be able to, you know, clear resin everything in, but still be able to have it as a functional tray with some sides left to it. So and again, like I said, I have it tilted that way I can try to keep more of the sand and the resin down this way. Because after this sits for, I may even let it sit overnight and come back tomorrow. So wait a full 24 hours. We'll start pouring the water and working on water and waves, which again, I'm just starting to do beach art, so I'm kind of new to it. So everyone, please be kind. If you're an expert in beach art, be kind. Absolutely, please leave tips and advice. That'd be great. But be kind. I'm a newbie at this. All right. So I think that looks good for the white. Now we're gonna add some of the tan kind of right along it. And we'll see. I'm gonna lay a line of tan and then work on blending the tan and the white so there's not such a an obvious sand line, if you will. Don't want it quite that stark of a contrast like between the two. We'll see. And actually, it might work out having as much as we did. It just sounds so weird in the cup to hear the crunching. All right. I think that's good. And I think, like I said, then we're just gonna take my stick and just kind of blend these a little bit. So help look a little more natural, if you will. I'm gonna watch see how much it flows. If I think it's going that way too much, I might stick another paint stir stick in there. All right, so I am gonna have to make up some of the for the brown. So we'll dump some more sand in here. Get it mixed up. See, to me that looks really, really wet still. I don't know. I might sprinkle maybe some just the dry sand on top of it. See if that might help dry it up. All right. So this looks pretty decent. Maybe just a little bit more in there. So I want this to be more of the wet sand. So I'm going to take and we'll start with just like 1 drop of the Let's Resin Brown to see if that gives us the color. 2 drops. I lied. We're doing 2 drops. So again, just trying to make it darker by a shade or so, maybe 2. We'll just mix. All right, I kind of like that. I don't want to go too dark with it. We're gonna run with that. And I think I'm gonna grab another stir stick because it's really pushing that way. All right. We will prop it up with another stir stick. Okay, hopefully that'll work. So we're gonna lay that tan on there. And again, I kind of like how that's naturally just blending like that. I kind of like that. I think we'll let that sit. All right, let's see if we can pop some bubbles. So that white's really wet. So we're gonna sprinkle some more white on top of there. So note to self, 2 ounces or 3 ounces is way too much. I probably could have got away with 2, if not even less, I'm thinking. So I'll take my stick and pat that in there. Now I think it's running too much this way. So I guess we'll take one out and just deal with it, huh? All right, so now let's put some more of the tan on there. And we'll blend it a little, maybe? What do you think? It should work, huh? And I'm okay with it kind of sloping a little bit like that. Maybe it'll help when we add waves and such. Okay. So, there we have it. Phase 1, we made sand. Nothing too fancy. I am gonna wait probably, I don't know, an hour or 2, and then I'm gonna come back and I'm gonna pick through this bag of little shells that I have. I know I'm gonna probably find the ones that are a little more flat, and we'll put some shells in the sand, and then tomorrow we'll come back and we're gonna start making water. Make our ocean water, and then maybe a first layer of our waves, and we'll see what happens. Like I said, I'm new to beach art. We'll see how successful it will be. Fingers will be crossed. Hello everyone, welcome back. So I messed up yesterday. Thought the camera was recording, and apparently it wasn't, when I poured the first layer of water and waves. But being that we're going to repeat the exact same process today, that's just so you know, I messed up. So again, we are using for water, midnight blue, turquoise, and sky blue. I've mixed up just about 4 ounces of resin, and I'm gonna add just the tiniest bit of color because I really want this layer to be super see-through, even more than the first layer. Like the first layer, I used the alcohol ink, same colors, making them very transparent. We want to do the same on this level because we want to be able to see through the water, kind of add some depth to it. So the smallest amount of color, like I said, we just barely want any. So there's the midnight blue. I'll hurry up and mix up the turquoise. Let's see, just a few drops of turquoise. Again, trying to keep it super transparent. Hopefully we'll succeed. As you can see, I did get the shells in. So again, this is what, the 3rd thing I've ever tried to do in the in Ocean Wave. You guys, showed you the coasters from before, and then I did a little wall one. All right, so now we'll do the sky blue. So again, I am just learning how to do beach art, and I've kind of been trying to teach myself. Watched a lot of online videos, a lot of different people, watched their techniques, see how they did it. So again, I'm not an expert. If you guys, there's people out there that are really good at the beach art and you're seeing this, Needs to be nice. I'm new doing the beach art, but absolutely leave some tips and advice. I mean, if you know, have any insight to share, that would be awesome. All right, now I'm gonna work on mixing up the white for the ocean waves and the water. So when I did the coasters, I used Castin Craft, and I wasn't too keen on the way they looked. I couldn't get cells or whatever. So I decided instead this time, and just a little bit of I'm gonna try a little bit of spray paint, because I know spray paint usually gives really good cells when you hit it with isopropyl. So we're gonna see how this goes. We're gonna just tiny bit of spray paint in here. I don't want too much because I don't want to, hopefully it's not too much. I don't want to, you know, mess up the chemical reaction, obviously, from that epoxy needs. And if you add too much spray paint, you can. So I want that to be a little more opaque, but I don't want to add any more spray paint. So a little alcohol ink, little white alcohol ink. See if we can't give it some more color. We'll see what happens. Ooh. Okay. Get a little heavy-handed on the coloring there. Ah, now we're getting there. Okay, yeah. I'm liking that white a lot better. So fingers crossed, this will give us a bit frothier look. On this first layer, I did use a little bit of the spray paint, but I should have made it more opaque than what it was, just for the level that I was looking for. All right, so we have all our colors mixed up. We're gonna set the white over there for now. So I'll do blue, turquoise, and sky blue, and I do have a little bit of clear right here. So without further ado, we'll get to pouring. Okay, kind of move that around in the base. Like I said, I am new to trying to do beach art. It's kind of out of my comfort zone, but I figured, well, I'm not gonna learn if I don't try. You know, if this doesn't turn out, I don't know. My daughter already fell in love with it, so I'm like, okay, here, you can have this for your room. So we'll see. All right, so there's that. So we'll get the turquoise down. Sometimes there's something very satisfying just watching it pour out. All right. I did realize that when I put the sand in, I may have made it a little too tall when it comes to putting that final layer on. I don't know how much of the depth of the tray I'm gonna lose, but I guess we'll figure it out as we go, right? All right, so now the sky blue. So I am going to bring this back a little bit further onto the shoreline. You know, everything I've ever watched, you know, all the videos and read articles and blogs, and, you know, people talk about that the ocean, the water, the closer it gets to shore, the lighter it is. So that's why I'm doing the different colors, trying to keep what I think would be ocean water. Again, I haven't seen the ocean since, well, I was a teenager, and we won't get into how many years ago that was. So, all right. So we've got all of the water colors in. So I am going to air bubbles, warm it up some, and then we can kind of blend it a little bit. So let's see how this goes. being that I don't have a respirator on, that's plenty. All right, so now I'm just gonna kind of try and blend these colors in a little bit. Pull that blue, pull the turquoise down. Let's see. Again, trying not, I don't really want to go too far up under that shoreline, you know, maybe right in here, kind of pull it up. Let's kind of give it that depth perception, what I'm attempting to do. We'll see how successful. This is just one of those paint spatulas. You can just pick it up at Walmart, anywhere. I think you might even be able to grab them at the dollar store, I'm not sure. So again, just trying to blend colors a little bit. Being that I made them super transparent. We'll see how it works. All right, we're gonna clean this guy off. All right, let's get that spray paint out of the way. So now I'm gonna take some of the clear and I'm gonna run a line along the shore where I'm gonna lay the white. That way it doesn't encroach and get into our seashells. So just running a line of white. And I'll, you know, fill in up to where the sky blue was. Like I said, I watched a ton of videos, like countless hours. I'm like, all right, how do people do this? Several different artists, different techniques, different products, different theories. I mean, it was almost mind-boggling, really, how much information was out there. Like, it was information overload. So I just kind of, I don't know, kind of took notes on some things that I thought was like, oh, okay, that makes sense. And yeah, I want to, you know, store that in the database, if you will, for later. I think I'm going to try bring the white back right there. And then just, well, basically went for it. For better or worse, we went for it. All right, so let's hit that with the heat gun real quick, pop some bubbles. Okay, so we're gonna take the white and we're going to lay it down on the edge of our clear and kind of work our way out and see if we can't make some realistic waves. No promises. Like I said, newbie to this. All right, so I'm gonna take the white and kind of lay it where I think it would look kind of good as a wave. For better or worse. That's what we're going for. Oh boy, that's all right. I'm hoping with the spray paint and then using the isopropyl, we'll be able to get some pretty cool cells. We'll see. All right, so let's do another layer right in here. And then we'll just keep building out, I guess. And I don't know really if there's a rhyme or reason to how you lay them out. Maybe just personal preference. Again, it's an experiment for me. I'm just learning. You gotta remember not to lay them in a straight line. It'd probably help. Trying not to make them too thick, too heavy. I think I will add a little more down here. Hope it's not a mistake to do it, but I guess we'll find out. Okay. I think I'll quit adding white before I really mess it up. All right, so heat gun, we're gonna heat it up, go all around, then I'm gonna try to push it, and then we'll hit it with some isopropyl and hopefully get some good cells. We'll see. Here we go. Keep it on low. Just warm it up a little. All right, I'm gonna turn it on high and try to push the white across the top. Oh, it's moving. Okay, I don't want to push it anymore. All right, we'll take the isopropyl, hit it, hit him. Oh! Holy smokes, okay. Yay! All right, I kind of really like how that's looking. This one looks a little thick, so maybe I can kind of pull it back a little. Kind of break up that line some. I don't know, it kind of looked. Take it off to the edge. That line seems a little thick. But then again, what the heck do I know? All right, let's pull this guy back some. What do you think? Kind of, I don't know. I don't want to mess with it too much because I don't want to mess up the cells from the isopropyl. But I definitely like the effect it gives with the spray paint and then isopropyl. I think that's kind of cool. It gives me better cells, like in cells and lacing like I was looking for. So maybe disperse this guy a little bit. See how he goes. Maybe drag that back a little bit. I don't know. Okay, I'm gonna quit messing with it and we're gonna see what happens. So let this set overnight. I'll come back and look at it tomorrow. I think if I do anything, it may be, I don't know, maybe just some clear with a few corrective waves. Like maybe I think I need kind of one like right through here. But we'll see. We'll let it set. We'll see how it goes. Is that a big old bubble? It was a big old bubble. That would have been really bad. So anyways, that's layer 2 of the water. We'll see how it turns out. So far, it looks kind of cool. Other than I said, I think there needs to be a more definitive wave line right here. But we'll keep our fingers crossed. We'll be back in 24. Okay, we're back. So this is gonna be the last that I'm gonna mess with this other than the final clear coat. But like I said, I wanna make a little bit thicker white in here. And I wanna do a wave something in here. I don't know. Again, it's all a learning experience. So all I've done today is literally just mix up an ounce here and then just add half an ounce in this. And this is nothing but Castin Craft in here because I think that's where I want to run just a bit of a thicker white line. So like as when waves hit the shore, there's like that real thick bit of a white That's what I'm going to attempt to do. We'll see. Previously, I had been mixing the spray paint into the into the resin and trying to use the alcohol ink to make cells frothy looking. This time, I think we're going to try just dropping the spray paint on the resin after it's been poured. So I've got resin and a little, or spray paint and a little oral syringe. We'll try to see if I can't manage to just barely drop some. We'll see what happens. So let's get started. I think I'm going to try to do, no, I want to let the white thicken up a little bit more. So we'll do some clear in here and see if we can't manage to make something happen without messing it up too much. I don't know. We'll see. So I'm just going to put some clear in here where I kind of want that wave line to be. Hopefully I can make it what's in my head. That's what I'm kind of figuring out, is just because it's in my head doesn't mean I'm capable of doing it. So I'm just going to spread this around a little bit. And we'll see what happens. I don't know. I guess the worst that will happen is it doesn't turn out. But I'll never know until I try it. So I think, okay. I'm just trying to spread it out. If nothing else, all these layers are letting me work up to the level of the sand, I guess. All right. So now, again, my thought was to, well, let me give that a torch. Get some air bubbles out. All right. So my thought was to drop the spray paint, hopefully just a little bit, and then we'll use a heat gun, blow it a little bit, hit it with some isopropyl, and maybe it'll give us more of the wave effects that are in my head. I don't know. The trick is going to be just to get the tiniest bit out of this guy. So I'm going to move the paint up in the syringe till it gets closer to the top. So keep a towel here and protect what I'm doing, because it'll be my luck. I'll disperse this whole syringe full of paint everywhere. Again, I'm just pushing really slow, watching till I know it's getting up closer to that tip, because there is a lot of air in this. So I'm trying to go really slow so I don't flick paint everywhere. Come on, go. Okay, maybe I'm going too slow. Again, I only put a little bit of paint in here. Oh, okay, there we go. And then I had pulled the syringe way back, and then I shook it. So, all right, so I'm thinking, okay, well, we're just gonna go for it and see what happens. Okay, just a little bit more, a little bit. Okay, we're gonna try that. So I'm gonna take this tool. No, I'm not. I'm gonna grab a heat gun. Okay, let's see if we can move that light, see what happens. Okay, some isopropyl. Oh, okay, a little bit better effect. Yeah, okay. Maybe kind of, sort of. All right, maybe. Okay. Maybe if I go down straight at it. All right. I don't know. Well, that looks like, you know what? So, that didn't work out very well, did it? Maybe if I Try to blend that a little more. I don't know. Maybe we'll lace some Castin Craft in there and see what happens. Yeah, that didn't work out well. All right. Well, let's put some Castin Craft in there and see what happens. All right, let's see. All right, let's warm that up and move it and see what happens. All right, where's this? Let's thin out that line that's got going on. Maybe that'll help. Maybe it's just too thick. I don't know. Oh, maybe. Maybe that'll help. That looks a little better, huh? Okay. Well, that definitely looks a lot better. Okay. Well, that helped tremendously from what that hot mess was. All right, let's move it one more time. Okay, that definitely, that helped a lot, I would think. To me, it did. If I just pull this back a little bit, it looks a little thick. Maybe pull it over this way. I don't know. I guess I'm just learning as I go here. Okay. All right. We'll figure it out. I guess I can go with that. All right, so I'm thinking I want to run a line of clear. Let's see what happens. Like I said, this doesn't turn out totally. And I'm like, oh my gosh, it's hideous. My daughter already fell in love with it. I'm like, okay, you can have it in your room and use it for whatever you may wish. I mean, I don't know. Definitely worked better in the coasters. I guess because I was working, I don't know. I figured maybe a bigger area would work easier. Smaller was working better. But we don't know until we try, right? We have to experiment. Experiment to learn. All right, so now I'm going to put some of just the Castin Craft, hopefully, in that white that I just laid, and we'll see what happens. Okay, or in that clear, rather. God, I can't talk today. Go back to bed. Yeah, don't drip. Don't drip, don't drip. Okay. We'll torch it real quick. Air bubbles. Although maybe a few air bubbles may not be too bad, being that we're working in water, ocean. I don't know. All right, let's hit it with a heat gun. See what happens. We'll warm it up. All right, on high. Okay. Oh, that's much better. That's more what I was looking for. But I'm gonna thin this out right here. Get him going out, and this guy a little bit too. Just drag the resin that way. So, I don't know. I don't know how I feel about this. Kind of, I don't know, maybe a bit of a hot mess. I don't know. Although, maybe it's a really big wave coming crashing in. So, there. I think I'm done. I'm not going to mess with it anymore. I'm just going to, well, I say that, and hold on. I just want to pull this a little bit. Like that. So we're going to let it sit. And I'd say probably somewhere 4 to 6 hours, I'm going to come back in, lay a clear coat, hopefully get these shells covered up so even they're under a layer of clear without losing too much depth of this tray. That's one thing I would definitely do different, is not put the sand in there so thick, because I ate up a lot of space depth-wise with how thick I put that sand. But it's learning. We're just gonna go with it. Like, that's a little, disperse that a little bit. What do you think? Okay, I gotta quit messing. Okay, so there you go. For better or worse, there is some beachy sand art, and not too bad for just learning how to do it. But like, you know, we've always said, if you don't try, you're not gonna learn, you're not gonna know. And there you go. So I hope you enjoyed the video. Maybe you got some giggles. Maybe you shook your head while you're watching it thinking, oh my God, what is that woman doing? No worries about it. I've done that myself. So if you did, give me a thumbs up, like and subscribe, and we'll see you next time. Bye.